boardwalk. I've been there for 33 years, and I'm here to represent the Merchants Association. We are 44215, absolutely. We are in desperate need of this. We're losing merchants that have been there for 20 or 30 years, have closed up their stores because they cannot compete with people on the west side who don't pay any taxes or rent, and it's just impossible to continue. I'm on the verge of closing myself. We'd like to thank Councilman Rosenthal for his efforts, and if you could expedite this and cancel the 30-day wait, we'd appreciate it, because at least we get a little bit of a Christmas out. Thank you.
That's why I couldn't quit the committee. You're insane. That's insanity.
First time I visited as a tourist, Venice Beach, 1971, the Hare Krishna Festival. I'm very, John Walsh, a draft lawyer, except for mayor. I'm worried when people get up here and use the term illegal vendors. That's like illegal aliens. People are not illegal, okay? And I don't like to hear, and I feel there's something in the background of racism. I have a feeling there's some race. As you know, I'm called a race trader. Another word for someone like me is an animal. Okay? So that's the old 60s. I'm wondering whether this is a Pandora's box. We'll find out. And whether this is about removing blacks and Hispanics from the boardwalk. And don't worry, all of the minorities here are interested in only one thing. Thank you for the white people who booed and the minorities who applauded.
Race baiter.
Greetings, City Council. Now, I've been an artist, an activist, and a performer on the boardwalk for 10 years. Matter of fact, I wrote a book just recently, Life's a Beach, talking about Arthur Reese and talking about what the gentleman who just left said. I understand the ordinance and I love a lot of the ordinance, but there's one thing that you must change before you put this ordinance through, and that's about jewelry. Now, there is a lot of commercial jewelry. However, when you go back to the indigenous foundations of LA, jewelry is part of the very foundation of the culture of the people who were here before this city was even founded. There are certain things in the ordinance right now that are against certain people who make jewelry, and the penalties are way out of
Thank you, sir.
out of the construct.
Thank you very much.
I think that's
next speaker, Mark Bird.
Good morning, www.venicebeachpress.com. Thank you, Juan. If you don't know Juan, he is a star attraction at Venice. You gotta come down and check him out. This ordinance penalizes, let's say you're an Indian and you want to make some indigenous jewelry to wear around your neck, handcrafts. This ordinance sentences you, is capable of putting you in jail for 6 months with a $1,000 fine. That's unheard of. That's ridiculous. This ordinance is to make the merchants happy on one side of the boardwalk. If you go to the committee meeting, you can listen to it at VeniceBeachPress.com. It's right after the article about Bill Rosenthal raising the taxes. Now, I am against this ordinance. You can't do this to Venice. It needs more work. It should go back. It should be continued. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Carol Lee Dimmer.
Good morning. I'm against this ordinance as it's written. No offense, Bill, there's some conflicts here. Take a look at page 9 regarding the umbrellas for shade for the vendors. What's going to happen is if you take a look at the top of the page, people are allowed to have a display board up to 6 feet high. That means I could have a 6-foot-high piece of plywood behind my space to block wind if you don't allow umbrellas. And that's going to further impede visual art and endanger safety. The Oceanfront Walk Committee made recommendations to make the violations section of this ordinance less severe. That was ignored.
The Oceanfront Walk Committee made recommendation to allow an exemption for handcraft items, also known as folk art, if you could actually prove that you have made this.
Thank you
And
very
it was
much.
ignored.
Thank you very much.
It was supposed to be rewritten.
Our next speaker is Juan Domínguez.